Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Salome here. Long time no see. A lot of things have happened, all good stuff, but I didn't have time to film a video. Today I want to speak about films that inspired me in a different way. The filmmaker that I really wanted to revisit and watch a lot of films, because I don't know why, but when I first watched his film I wasn't that excited, is Werner Herzog. And I went back to him because he started making films about true crime and the death row, and I'm a big true crime documentary fan. I watch it all the time, and the way he does the films and the way he interviews death row inmates was so respectful that I decided to check his filmography again, and I was pleasantly surprised. I knew about this film that I'm going to recommend to you. This is called Grizzly Man, but I haven't watched it before, and oh my god, this is just a must watch. This is about real events, and Werner Herzog uses real footage. This is about the life and passions of Timothy, an American guy who somehow had this obsession to protect grizzly bears, which are these enormous bears, and first they don't need human protection, and secondly they were by default located in a protected area in Alaska. So his this idea and obsession was so strange and so interesting, because it was such a utopia on its own. And this film is about his devotion to this ambition to protect grizzly animals from people, and he was camping with these animals without any guns, which is like in America everyone owns a gun, and this is some other topic that maybe some other day I will discuss. But he was with grizzly bears without guns, and this is such a tragic film, but the way Werner Herzog does it is just totally respectful. And I think every filmmaker who wants to dive into documentary style has to see this film in order to understand how to keep the balance between what you can ask, what you can not ask. He's so respectful, so human, and I really like his approach, and that's why he penetrates deeper, because his documentaries are not there to provoke, they are not there to do some propaganda or, you know, like poke you, but they are simply filmed to ask a question about human conditions, which to me is very appealing. So Grizzly Man is a must-watch. I think this documentary goes beyond the genre conventions, and throughout this film you can really penetrate into the psychic state of this man, and go into this layered story. Another film I really would like to recommend to you from Werner Herzog is his earlier documentary. So Grizzly Man is a film from 2005, and I really loved his early documentary called Herdsmen of the Sun. It's 1989 film, and oh my god, this is such a, when the film started I was immediately compelled and immediately drawn into it, because this is so archetypal, and the images of these people, this is about a certain tribe in a desert, and it's about their journey and about their understanding of life and about their rituals. These people are nomads. They don't have like one place to live. They are on the go all the time, and they rely on nature so much. It is such a refreshing documentary, and the faces of this tribe, they are such a raw expressions of lust, love, humor. Uh, this is just a beautiful journey into cinematography and the capacity of cinema. I think Werner Herzog is a rare exception who uses his intellect in order to feel more. Because what I'm saying is that there is the tendency of, because filmmaking is so much connected to the way of thinking, filmmakers fabricate the life of the cinema or the life on the screen according to their rational capacities, and sometimes it's so rational that you can see this, what we call the white robe, that you can see the lie. And Werner Herzog is the one who can think but feel at the same time, and this symbiosis, the way of emotional thinking, is so refreshing to me. I really love him, and I'm continuing watching his films, but these two are, I think, the best that I have seen from him so far, especially Grizzly Man, because the story is so contemporary, and the usage of archival footage to me was really how can I say, inspiring and groundbreaking. The other filmmaker is American, and I discovered him recently when my coursemate, who is also a filmmaker, recommended, and he said, "Oh, Salome, you will love Sean Baker," and I immediately started googling him, and I watched his film that my coursemate recommended, Florida Project. Oh my god, this film is so dear to me because the first time I came to America, I went to Orlando, Florida, and this film is made in Florida, exactly in the area that I visited, and it made such individual and subjective sense to me. I loved it, the way it narrates, and to be honest, it's reminded me of Mike Lee, whose films I love, and to me Sean Baker is this American Mike Lee. I don't like to compare filmmakers because this is a bit rude, but at the same time the understanding of social constructions and this poor people struggles is so good, and it's so complex, and I really love and appreciate filmmakers who such Sean Baker, who don't victimize people, who leave the dignity to this type of people who I mean the mother of the child whose perspective we're following. She is a young mother, she doesn't work, she's a rebel, she's you can say a junkie, but she has certain dignity and certain pride in herself, which is really cool for Sean Baker to reflect on, and I think it's a very good indie film. Another film by Sean Baker which I really loved is Starlet, and I loved the storyline because I like these random encounter stories. This is about a young girl who is in porn industry, or yeah, in some type of porn industry, and she meets by chance an older lady, and they form this very tumultuous friendship and bond. And I love this type of films when people are compelled to do some things that are irrational to them, but it makes perfect sense because of their inner state. And this was a really, really lovely film. I love the camera there and cinematography. I think Sean Baker has a really good eye, so definitely recommend. And last but not least is gonna be a no surprise to a lot of people, but I have not watched it before. This is Carrie, a Halloween cult film. When it was Halloween, I decided to finally watch it. Um, well, of course, it's Stephen King, and I love Stephen King's screen versions, films based on his books. But for some reason, I was postponing this to watch this film, and then when I realized that the main actress is Sissy Spacek, I was like, oh my god, because I love Sissy Spacek, her body and expression, and I don't know, her appearance just speaks to me. I think she has a very rare cinematic face, and Carrie doesn't disappoint. I don't think that if Brian De Palma chose another actress, this would be such compelling. For me, the whole film comes down to her and her performance, and of course, the art production and art department is really cool there. So this for me is just a cult classic in type of horror genre. It's not even horror; it's just a classic film. You don't. It's not my taste, but I love this type of fictions, and this is about a teenage girl who is very troubled. She has a very broken relationship with her mom, and she has telekinetic possibilities, and it's just such a lovely film to watch. Definitely a family type of film for me that I would watch with my partner or my friends, and on every Halloween maybe, because there are films that everyone likes to watch as rituals, on certain periods of time, and I definitely can relate to this custom. So these are my 5 films. They are very different from each other, although the highlight of this video is Sean Baker and Werner Herzog, because these type of filmmakers really remind me that there is such a big potential to camera still, and we have not tapped into so many issues that can be brought to the screen stories. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you find these recommendations hopeful. To me, people who recommend films and people who love talking about films are important. I think it is one of the most important arts nowadays, because it is a very sad story, but people stop reading books. And I remember when I was a child, 500 pages books didn't seem that much, but now, because we are used to scrolling and we are used to getting information so fast and immediately, we cannot dedicate our time to reading, and that's when films come handy. I don't think that they substitute reading, because when you read, your mind opens in a different way, but I do think that if you cannot read that much, you should at least watch a lot of films in a lot of genres from different countries, and your mind just becomes more and more tolerant. And I do think that one should watch films that are difficult to watch, because life is difficult to live, and films kind of help us see some complex things along the way. So yeah, please comment down below if you have any recommendations to me. I always like to hear what people love and what people are into watching. And yeah, see you next time with new recommendations.